Hi.
Hello.
Hey, hi,
I
hi.
gave like a strangled there because I'm drinking juice and I'm like,
That's
Hang on,
okay. I'm
juice.
having my brekkie.
That's not like whiskey, Greer. You're drinking
Yeah,
juice.
I know because I choked on it. Sometimes I choke on nothing.
Well, don't be so short, Fran. She says juice, but there could be whiskey in the juice.
No,
That's very true. I've told that lie before. You're on a dark path,
no. I mean,
Greer.
not yet. You know, my best friend just turned 21 today, so
Oh,
we'll
oh,
be drinking soon.
Yay! Party!
I'm like, what are you doing tonight? Because last night, like, Toonami was on with anime, and I'm like, are you gonna be like a normal nerd and stay home and just watch anime for your birthday? And she's like, no, I'm going to go to the club and drink with my friends. And I'm like, I can't
Well,
I
do
know.
yeah.
that.
I did like fuck all on my birthday. On my actual birthday, I mean, I had work that day, and like because I was like I loved my job. Like that was enough for me. Like I was just happy to be there. But then like when I did finally like do something like which was like the Saturday later, I went to see a musical. Like how nerdy is that? And for
Well, it
like
depends. What was the musical?
and sorry,
It depends. What was the musical?
Singing Rain, very hip,
Oh,
very with it.
Wow. All right. What's been going on with everybody?
I got back from seeing a double feature with my friends of the Rift Tracks of Starship Troopers and Kick-Ass 2.
How was Kick-Ass 2?
It was good. I don't know if it was better than the
Mhm.
first.
I've
Like,
heard very mixed reviews.
it's really good. Like, oh, and for the listeners, stick around after the end credits.
Really?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, but like it's not a bad movie. Like, the acting's good, the writing's good and stuff like that, but it's just I don't know, the first one had a lot of like action scenes that were just like, holy shit,
Uh-huh.
And this one didn't have as many, but it was still
Yeah.
entertaining.
I think what I've heard is that it just kind of felt like I'm really looking forward to it. And I for the record, I love the first one. Like I think it was the best film of that year.
Yeah.
I preferred it to Scott Pilgrim, which I didn't really care for. Um, but what I've heard about this one is that it is just kind of a pale imitation, and like Jim Carrey apparently doesn't have enough to do, and like
I keep
you
forgetting
know
that
the
Jim Carrey is in this movie.
he's really heavily disguised. But apparently, Hit Girl is just like the once again like the kind of big sort of charismatic heart of the film.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, she does have her own subplot, but I don't know if it's charismatic. It's basically her like trying to trying to be a regular teenage girl.
Oh, really? That seems
Yeah.
kind of neat.
Well, that's essentially what it is. Sorry, my
I
nose is a little runny.
Nice. I really like I really like Christopher Mintz-Plasse. I always thought his performance in the first one was really
Oh,
like
yeah.
He's great in this one. Oh my god! Like when he turns like full out evil and his costume. Oh my god! I
oh
cannot stop laughing at his costume. It's so funny.
I'm excited about that. I think I'm more excited about that than Hit Girl.
That's understandable. He is. I don't. Dare I say he's almost better than her in this. Like
Yeah, I mean
not like acting wise, but like his story is better. I don't know.
I can't help but feel like I mean because people really do talk about Hit Girl being like the kind of heart of the first movie and being like the kind of USP, unique selling point. Like actually, like as great as I think that actress is, and I do think she's a great actress, like the novelty is essentially just, she's young, but she's also extremely violent and swears. And like actually that in and of itself doesn't make a great character.
Hmm.
I just can't wait for her to play Carrie. That's gonna be fun.
That was
Yeah.
the only trailer we saw at the theater, and I have to. Oh my god! I said this in the video that my friend Kat shot, but I gotta say it again. The funniest irony. Besides, sorry. Yeah, they had that trailer, and then there was the movie. But the biggest irony was that there's a scene later where Hit Girl goes to visit Kick-Ass, and like he's like sleeping in his pajamas, and he's like, what the hell are you doing here? And in his pajamas he's wearing this shirt that says, "I hate reboots." And who's he talking to? The new Carrie.
Oh.
Because
I wonder if that was intentional.
Wow.
I don't know, but it was really funny.
I don't think I would have noticed that. I'm glad that you pointed it out, because I wouldn't have been that observant.
I always notice weird details. I don't know why.
It's a good quality to have. I think that is a quality that will get you through life.
Cool.
I notice the wrong things. I'm obsessive about things that actually don't matter.
Welcome to my life.
Jeez.
I'm really, really excited about Carrie. I mean, like,
You've seen the trailers, right?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I've seen one of the trailers. I've seen the teaser, which came out a while ago.
What I don't understand is that, like, the trailers look okay, I guess, but they have a phone number you can call Carrie.
What?
What the hell are you gonna
That's
say?
creepy.
That's almost as creepy. In fact, no, creepier than the Twilight hotline.
Oh my god, that exists?
We did
I'm
that.
never using my phone again.
Were you not on the show when we called the Twilight hotline?
I guess not.
I think it was you, me, and Serena. I think Serena was there.
Well, for listeners that haven't heard it, shall I call it again?
No, but we will tell them the episode, because that, get us more views.
There you go.
Selfless promotion.
Always thinking from that perspective. I like that. You're a shrewd businesswoman.
Yeah.
That is so messed up.
It was pretty weird.
Just to kind of whet your appetite, like, what it is Twilight fans, or fangirls probably, I expect, although I could be wrong, Twilight might have fanboys as well, but they can call and get Twilight quotes down the phone, and they have to pay, like, an inordinate amount of money per minute to do this. Like, and what these poor saps don't realise is that they can just watch the film, they can just look clips up on YouTube, but they're being taken in by this scam. It is actually horrible. If it wasn't so funny, it would be horrible.
No.
It is episode 15, by the way. If anybody wants to do that, look that up. I think we also talk about that cat that's the mayor of that town in some Alaska or something, remember?
Oh my god, that's adorable.
It's a good episode. Catmare.
I think we talk about the Pope too, I'm not sure.
By the way, can I just say, I'm so excited about autumn. Just not because I have anything personally going on, which I don't, ever, but the TV, right? You've got the new season of Community, the new season of Supernatural, the new season of Sherlock, the Doctor Who 50th anniversary.
And Thor 2 comes out.
Sorry?
Thor 2.
And Thor 2 comes out.
Thor 2, Jesus Christ. Oh, and the new Hunger Games.
You finally saw the Hunger Games.
I did finally see the Hunger Games. I can't believe I didn't tell you that. I loved it.
Did you read the books?
I haven't read the books yet, no.
They're really... As much as I love the movie, I love the books a lot.
I started one of the books like a year ago, and I think I got like a page in and decided I didn't really care for it, but I love the film and I will give the book another go, definitely.
Well, there are 3 books, so...
I will give the books another go.
Yeah, did you like it?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I mean, it was interesting. I had a conversation after I saw it with a number of people, and it really annoyed me. The general consensus was that, it's just a rip-off of Battle Royale. Like, I'm sorry, but apart from the basic premise, like, it is executed, no pun intended, entirely differently. Yeah, I mean, it would be like saying that after Blade Runner, you can't have a post-apocalyptic future in a film.
Well, to be fair, if I could have more things like Battle Royale, that would be great anyway, so I don't see why people are complaining.
Yeah,
Am I the one who doesn't like Battle Royale?
I don't know. I mean, I most.
I think I am, because, like, I remember I saw it, like, at my college there, our anime club was having a movie night, and, me and my friends just walked in after the first 5 minutes. It was hilarious. That movie is awful.
I hear the book
funny.
is, like, really dramatic, and I hear the book's better.
I think
but the movie was just hysterical, and everybody in what I was watching was just laughing and laughing, and nobody else thinks it's funny.
See, it's
Like,
funny.
a guy gets shot, and then, like, gets up, gets a phone call, hangs up the phone, eats a cookie, and then dies.
You have to go into it with the right attitude, though. Like, it is mad, but the Hunger Games is mad as well, to be fair.
Die by cookie.
Death by cookie. I mean,
And
it's supposed
the
to...
way that the Hunger Games, people are basing it off the first movie and, like, the first book, but, like, the way the Hunger Games progresses, it's, like, really dark. It goes into, like, almost, I guess you could almost say, like, pseudo, government takeover messages, and, it's really fucked up.
Always the government.
It is always the government. In Harry Potter, it's the government. Actually, no, the one thing where it isn't the government, and it is actually just the church, like, they're explicit about it, is Northern Lights, which is pretty cool.
Like, I don't even, in the
film, though, fucking piece of shit. Oh, the Northern Lights was a piece of crap. I don't know whether you saw it.
Northern Lights? Wasn't that a TV show?
I don't think so. I mean, the only thing I know is the really, really famous Philip Pullman series and the film, which was a piece of shit. But, I mean, maybe the reason the books aren't bigger in America is because basically it's just a complete takedown of the church. I mean, it's really kind of fervently anti-religion. It's set in an alternate kind of version of the UK, but, yeah, the church is kind of the big kind of villainous structure in the books, and they completely neutered that in the film, like, I think probably because they wanted to, like, make it accessible to an American market, and probably to a British market as well, but it just flopped.
Speaking of marketing, I talked with Fran about this earlier, that I found this book in my house.
Oh, yeah, this is interesting.
Very groovy book.
It's a little 30-page little paperback tourist book called London in 48 Hours, the ideal guide for a visitor in a hurry. But it was published in 1972. I'm guessing it belonged to my grandmother or something, because I think my dad said that she went to Europe at some point in her life, and it's very, very, very 70s.
Well, they refer to London as swinging London, which always makes
Groovy, baby.
Oh, Georgia, no, Georgia.
What?
What'd I do?
On day one, it does tell me to visit Kings Road between 2 and 5 p.m. if I would like an alternative to the Madame Tussauds Museum.
That doesn't sound like a fun trip, though. They've got, like, you were telling me about this earlier. They've got, like, between 9 and 9:15, visit, like, Leicester Square or something. And it's like, that, I would not want my trip monitored that closely.
It says the first thing in here is day 1, 9 o'clock to 9:45, Piccadilly Circus. Then it tells me about Piccadilly Circus. And then it tells me to visit Westminster Abbey between 9:45 and 10:30.
Wow, for a book from the 70s, it's quite strict. It's got you on, like, a tight schedule.
Yeah, well, it's what you have to do to see everything in London in 48 hours. If you start your day at 9 o'clock and you don't finish until evening.
Right, you want to see London in 48 hours. Okay, go to Peckham and watch a fight break out. That's London.
It does mention swinging London again, Fran, when it's talking about Carnaby Street. What?
I was just asking Georgia if she wanted to do her Austin Powers impression.
I don't know.
Carnaby Street.
It's been so long since I've watched the movies, I forget all the stuff he says.
Okay, so where is Carnaby Street?
Carnaby Street. I don't know.
Because apparently it is the street that helped create swinging London, situated in Soho and running parallel with Regent Street. It caters especially to young people, and it says it has a many range of colorful shops and boutiques, many of which incorporate pop music into their selling techniques. A fascinating place to visit. It shows what the swinging London of the 60s was all about.
Wow.
Here's a picture of Carnaby Street. I sometimes go here at Christmas. It is lovely. Here we go, guys.
And I told Fran, I said, I don't know if I want to be at the changing of the guard from 11 a.m. to 12:15.
Well, no, the change.
That's pretty.
It is pretty, isn't it? It's lovely, especially at Christmas. I mean, at the changing of the guards, however, is boring as fuck. Although the rhyme that we all learnt, oh fuck, how did it go? It was A.A. Milne. They're changing guards at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. Alice is marrying one of the guards. A soldier's life is terrible hard, says Alice.
Okay.
That's deep, man.
I know, right? Well, that's my childhood in a nutshell.
Aw.
I know, right?
It does give me an entire page talking about the Tower Bridge and the Crown Jewels and St. Paul's Cathedral. It's just very in-depth, and it's extremely old.
You seem like you're sidestepping boring there, Greer.
It's just fascinating, because I know, like, half this stuff probably is not the same.
Well, I was telling you earlier, actually, like, I was saying before we started, actually, like, a lot of London hasn't changed, like, the majority of it, a bit like New York, like, a lot of the, like, architecture and stuff is still the same. Like, it's things like the advertisements and, like, obviously, like, the cars and the fashion and, like, but London itself is still pretty similar from what I've seen.
London was awesome when I went last year.
Oh, yeah, I forget you went to London. I wish I'd known you then, Georgia. It would have been
that would have been awesome. You could have hung out with me and Welshy when we were hanging out in Piccadilly.
I didn't know you and Welshy hung out in London.
We did a little bit. I told him when I was coming up, he wanted to come visit me. So we went around the Piccadilly Mall, and it was a blast.
Oh, that's so cool. He's such a nice guy. Like,
hold on, I got a hilarious picture. I wanna put it up. Let me look for it. It was just that, like, when we went to the mall, it was like the first shop we saw, and I was just like, get in there, I'm getting a picture of you.
How scandalous.
Yeah, he
isn't.
They were having sex.
I love that you were very blunt about that.
They were having sex. Well, the British tabloids.
Well, you know what? He is a slut. I will admit that he is a slut, but he is a nice slut.
I can completely believe it. But what I like is that, like, I'm probably going to really embarrass him by saying this, but he seems like somebody who just, like, and cut this if you think it's too personal, but he seems like somebody who embraces sexuality and enjoys it and revels in it, and I think that's a nice quality.
Oh, listen to this.
Yes. That's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm saying right now.
And hang out with me and Millie, seriously.
Yeah, when are you guys going to hang out?
I don't know. I said the beginning of August, but he never got back to me, the dirty bitch.
Well, I think he's going to MagFest, so if we could get you to go, it would be awesome.
It would be awesome. And Greer, you've got to come to London as well.
I'm going to try.
Do it.
I am already freaking out because it's almost September and I don't have a job.
I don't either.
I'm already freaking out.
Oh, man. What can you do? Find a career for Greer. That's going to be our...
You could make this thing more official.
A career! Lol.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Wow. That went down like a sack of shit.
So, Fran, what is your plan to get here?
My plan to get to MagFest?
Yeah, or to my house, you know.
to your house. Well, yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to come to your house for a couple of days and experience real America.
Small town, then go to big town.
Small town, then big town.
Yeah.
It's just so wonderfully rudimentary the way you construct that sentence.
You know what would be perfect?
What?
Is if somehow Fran finds a book in her house from the 70s about America.
America in 48 hours.
That'd be like the Parent Trap, where they find the two ends of the necklace.
Oh my god, you guys are twins? Oh my god, twins.
I love the concept of somebody writing a book on visiting all of America in 48 hours.
Well, it's like that around the world in
80 days.
80 days, that's it, 80 days. Fucking hell, didn't I know that? Except 48 hours is different to 80 days.
It'd have to be written like when the bullet train comes here, or like the Hyperloop or something.
Or Doctor Who.
Yeah, or have you heard about that Hyperloop thing?
No, I haven't. What is that?
Something that they want to build in California, where it's like a thing, it's like a tube, and it could be an alternative to the bullet train, which is that they might bring over here at some point.
So hang on, the bullet train, is that like the subway?
A bullet train, it's like a monorail that goes really fast. They have them in Japan, and they go fast.
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean. My friend Steph did like teaching in Japan, and she was talking about them. I mean,
the
I've
Hyperloop, it's supposed to go 800 miles an hour, so it can take you from Los Angeles to San Francisco in 30 minutes.
Holy shit.
Even though I think they're like 4 hours away from each other by car.
Hang on. Right, my computer just updated. I think they've gotten rid of paint.
You have to go
they
in.
knew you were going to be doing
What do
this.
you use? Windows?
Is
What?
Well, it's Windows 8.
Go to all programs and accessories, and it should be there.
I just did that. It's and I searched for it.
It doesn't like you anymore.
That's bad. If they've gotten rid of paint, I'm going to be catatonic.
We're the best podcast on Blip ever. We're the best.
We really are, right? I try so hard, but the harder I try, the worse it is.
Tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
I tried so little, got nowhere. I didn't try hard, and as a result, got nowhere.
You have failed.
Story of my life.
I do have a list of words that I wanted to read off to you specifically that Gavin has said, and I wanted to ask you if these were real words.
Oh, go for it.
Alright, if you guys don't know, Gavin is part of Rooster Teeth, and he's British, and he makes up words a lot, because it's not like, I think he says the reason he makes up weird words is so he kind of like sticks out from everyone else with their cursing. Because he curses, but he doesn't like to curse in videos for some reason. I don't know. So he makes up, like, weird fucking words.
Like Linkara, actually, I think it's kind of cool. It's a very easy crutch to fall on, the swearing. I know.
The worst he gets is just screaming bollocks at the top of his lungs.
Bollocks!
As a result of him being English, he presumably sticks out quite a lot anyway.
Alright, do you know what's what's chatting guffs? What's that mean?
Chatting, well, okay, alright, now the thing I want to say, I want to say two things. First of all, right, on American TV, it often sounds like when they write for British people, they're making slang up anyway, so I don't think you guys have a great hold on our use of language as it is. Also, it's interesting, Gavin uses a mixture. In, one phrase, he'll use a mixture of things that are real and things that aren't, or two things that are real that he's kind of mixed together. So, for instance, chatting guff, you might say, if somebody's talking rubbish, that they're chatting shit, and you might say, what a load of guff, if somebody's talking crap. So what he's done is very cleverly combined those two phrases, and I applaud him for it.
Cool.
Alright, and he always talks about his knob.
Yep, that's real. That means penis.
He's always...
I know what that means. I've heard American people say that.
He's always talking about, I zipped my knob, or some shit like that.
Oh my god, a man talking about his penis? What the hell is this?
That's crazy talk.
He always says something about, like, that didn't do a sausage.
No, that's not real.
That's not real. It's like, that didn't do a thing. It didn't do a sausage.
No, he says that. That's adorable, though, that he... I'm hoping it catches on.
Right in the gob is, I think that's like right in the mouth or something. I was saying
Yeah,
gob.
The thing. Maybe not right in the gob, but certainly gob for mouth.
Yeah.
Or like if you were saying that somebody talked too much, you might call them a gobby bitch.
Yeah. Oh god.
Wow.
You can use it as an adjective.
Yep, gobby, that's,
Right.
or gobby cow.
Pleb is a word, right? Pleb?
Sorry? Yeah, pleb, that's a word, that means moron.
Pleb.
I know all the words for idiot, I've heard them many a time.
He always says, like, something about, like, a gaff.
Oh, yeah, a gaff, like your gaff is your house.
Okay, yeah, because he's always saying, like, oh, I'm having a gaff, or whatever. And he always says it, like, as a noun and as, like, a verb, and...
See, having a gaff, that's not a real thing.
Uh-huh.
Having a guff is farting,
Okay.
which is unpleasant. And I never do. Having a gaff, that's a real thing.
Uh-huh. God, gone hollow, is that a real phrase?
Hang on.
Gone
what?
hollow?
Gone hollow?
Gone hollow. No, that's not a real thing. And
So...
racking my brains, but I have no idea what that means.
How about either...
Well, I don't know, hollow, doesn't that mean stupid? So maybe that means you've gone stupid?
Oh, possibly. See, we don't use hollow for... I mean, I guess so. I guess if somebody's hollow, they might be shallow. I guess they might be a shallow person, so... Yeah, that could... Yeah,
Right, how
I can see that.
How about donked it, munged it, or biffed it?
Well, I mean, one other thing that I want to establish, actually, John Oliver in Community, like, one of his lines is, I think somebody asks him on the show whether fanny means, vagina in England, and he says in England everything means vagina, and that is one thing I want to say, like, we do make up a lot of stupid words in England, like, that is a very English trait, so, though they could be regional, that's entirely possible.
Yeah. I think he's from
Okay.
Oxford or something. I'm not sure, but...
Fancy.
I feel like you're just plucking a famous English location
I
out of the
swear
air
to God, he's from Oxford.
Well, she didn't say London.
Yeah, London.
That would have been too obvious.
I just really am obsessed with English people right now. There's Gavin and
When you get bored of that, are we going to stop being
Craig
friends?
Ferguson. I don't know.
Craig Ferguson isn't British. He's like Scottish, right?
Well, Scotland isn't part of Great Britain.
Alright.
Do you know what's awful? I can neither confirm nor deny that. That's how poor my grasp of
No, because
geography.
Scotland is... It's like Scotland, Wales, and England is Great Britain, right?
Yeah, and Northern
And
Ireland,
Northern
and then there's the Republic of Ireland, and that's not part of Great Britain, I believe.
Yeah. I'm reading his book right now. I finally got his book.
Yeah, I just want to tell, for those of you that don't know, Greer is now in love with Craig Ferguson.
Oh, I've always like liked him and stuff, but now I'm just like really getting into his life.
That's intense.
I want to know what he's doing every day.
I would like to announce, in some happy news, the Backlot. For those of you that don't know, the Backlot is a really, really great, like, gay-themed website, like a gay pop culture-themed website.
Cool.
And in the Ultimate Slash Madness competition, Dean and Castiel of Supernatural have come out on top.
Boo.
Yay.
Yay! Who would you? Oh, okay. Who would be your number one?
They were in the running, but they lost to like Teen Wolf or something. Thorky was in the running.
Thorky was in the running. Oh, I didn't see.
Thorky
I didn't know
was
that.
in the running against the Teen Wolf guys or some shit.
See, that's a crime that they
Why
lost.
do people keep pairing Thor with Loki? It's so gross.
Still, your mom.
I think it's.
Hey, my mom reading fanfic is none of your business. Wait, I didn't mean to say that. You didn't hear that.
Thorky, I can forgive, I guess, because Loki is adopted.
They're not related by blood. That is
That's your justification. Yeah. Dean and Sam of Supernatural, who are blood related, who are actual, real brothers, they're referred to as Wincest because they're Sam and Dean Winchester. That I find repugnant. I can't get behind that.
See, it's weird because there are other shows or other things where I don't ship these two people because they're technically brother and sister, but they're in the same boat as Thorky. It's like one of them is adopted or one of them is, whatever. But then I ask myself, well, why do I like Thorky then?
I think.
Well, in your defense, they're both gorgeous.
The reason you like them, George is right, it's because of who they're played by.
Yeah. But like for example, in Attack on Titan, which is the anime I'm watching right now, Eren, who's the main character, he has a sister, technically adopted, that he grew up with, Mikasa, and people ship them, and I'm like, no, because they're technically they're like brother and sister. And I'm like, but wait a minute, I ship Thorky, and they're technically brothers, even though they're not related by blood.
It was exactly the same.
It's exactly the same.
You don't have a leg to stand on, I'm afraid, Greer.
Very confused.
I mean, to be honest, like, I say it's repugnant, but, like, actually, like, I feel like kind of a cunt for saying that, because who the hell am I to judge?
Fran, you're so harsh on yourself. God.
I really...
I thought I had low self-esteem.
Can we talk about
so
Thorky some more?
Is that a trait that you've observed about me? Am I usually that hard on myself?
Well, yeah, sometimes you are.
Are we getting deep? Are we having therapy?
I think we get deep, Greer. There's no turning
Craig
back.
Ferguson does a bit on his show sometimes where, like, in the second half of an interview, he'll be like, he'll just ask one of his guests, "Do you go to therapy?" "I go to therapy. It's great." Like, he'll be the therapist. So, Georgia, you be Fran's therapist.
I'm sorry, but good
Fran, tell me about your mother.
I used to have nightmares about her. She'd come at me with an axe. No, not really.
I see. Go on.
No, I don't think I will. But no, what I was going to say actually was that I think that is really cool of Craig Ferguson. I have the utmost respect. I think the more people take away the stigma behind having mental health issues, like, the more people just come out and say, like, well, like, for instance, I would happily come out and say to anyone that I have OCD and I take medication for it. I'm completely open and cool about that because it's not a big deal. It's an illness like anything else.
I go to therapy.
Yeah, precisely. It's you are just as likely to have you're just as likely rather to have mental issues as you are to have physical issues. But they're all physical, they're all organs in your body that sometimes don't work quite the way they're supposed to, and you deal with them, and that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but especially him, like, he openly talks about, he goes to therapy, and he's been to rehab, and, he openly talks about his his past alcoholism and his drug use and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
He's been sober since 92.
Oh, good for
He hasn't
him.
had a drink since 92, and he like openly talks about it. He's like, yeah, I'd love to go get a drink with you, but I can't drink, and that would be a disaster.
I don't think, and this is kind of terrible, but, like, there is a part of me that thinks I would find, like, I've tried to, and I don't have a drinking problem. I don't get drunk on a nightly basis, but I probably have a glass of wine when I come home from work every day. And I would find it very hard to not do that. And that does concern me sometimes, the fact that it has become such a big part of my life.
Well, I mean, that doesn't make you an alcoholic.
No.
But it's probably not healthy to
I've heard wine is good for you.
Yeah,
Wine?
what was it? I read this interview a while ago. They were interviewing, at the time, the world's oldest person. And they were saying, like, what's your secret? And he said, every night, before I go to bed, I have a glass of wine and a cigar. So
Yeah,
don't feel bad, Fran.
I've
you're
heard
gonna
that red
outlive
wine
all of us.
is actually good for you. So, you know.
Well, maybe that's just a myth. I mean, who knows? But I would say to any of our more impressionable listeners, it's probably not a good idea to be too reliant on anything.
Don't drink, don't do drugs, go to school, drink your milk.
Can I just say all this talk of, like, drinking problem just makes me think of that scene in Airplane with the cup?
Oh, God, I've never seen Airplane. I really meant to after Leslie Nielsen died. I asked...
God, Fran, you are missing out. It is genuinely one of the funniest movies. Like,
I've always really, really wanted to see it. It was one of those things. Yeah, I asked for it for Christmas, and I just never got around to watching it.
do it. It's hysterical.
Is the and this is hilarious, like it always really makes me laugh when I see clips of it, is the scene where they're shaking the hysterical person and being like, calm down, like,
Get a hold of yourself.
you cut to like just a line of people behind him all like telling him to get a hold of himself.
Yeah.
That really makes me laugh. I think that's a great gag. Okay, favorite jokes in any film or TV show, go.
Shit. There's
really
so
big.
many in the Venture Brothers that I can't even, like, nail down just one.
There's so many in most of the stuff I watch.
I mean, my favorite comedy is Spaceballs, and my favorite joke from Spaceballs is probably, god damn, what is it? Probably, when they're, combing the beach.
Oh, yeah. Comb the desert!
When they're combing the desert, and they're like, have you found anything? And they're like, no. How about you? No. And they go to, how about you? And it's this black guy, and the joke is like they're combing the desert with actual giant combs, and then they go to this black guy, and he has like one of those picks for afros, and he's like, I ain't found shit, or something like, we ain't found shit. And it's just most of the jokes.
I love that movie. I sort of grew up with Spaceballs. I adored it. I knew all the words, and it's just, it was my favorite. I don't know what my favorite joke from that is. Like, I was actually just talking about that with my boyfriend, like what our favorite joke is. And I love all the jokes. I love Prince Valium. I love the asshole scene. I love the diner scene. I love all of them.
The asshole scene is probably up there as well.
And when he's playing with his dolls.
Yeah, when he's playing. Yeah, that's good.
No, kiss me, no. Oh.
The one that always comes to mind for me, it took me a while to think of it, but like, there's a scene in Life of Brian. You guys, I assume you've seen Life of Brian, right?
I saw it years ago. It's been a while, but yeah, I saw it.
The scene where Brian, he falls off the building and ends up in an alien spaceship, like this really kind of stop motion. Or no, it's not stop motion, it's just like costumes and like whatever they could find, like really, really Python, really kind of handmade, very like Terry Gilliam. And that in itself is hilarious, but then like he lands and he gets out of the spaceship and this guy just goes to him like, oh, you lucky bastard.
Actually, I think my favorite joke from any Monty Python movie is from is it History of the World? And
that's Mel Brooks.
Is it Mel Brooks, really? God damn, I just fucking...
The History of the World is Mel Brooks.
History of the World. No, well, I always get History of the World and Life of Brian mixed up for no reason.
Yeah, that is weird.
I am messed up. I do love in History of the World where he's like, I have these 15 commandments, and then he drops one. I have these 10 commandments. That is,
Mel Brooks.
I don't know why that is so funny to me, but it is.
I want to meet him someday. He just seems like such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to see the original producers.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Oh, the movie? Yeah, it's pretty good.
God, somebody explain to me why I get Life of Brian and History of the World mixed up so much.
Well,
Because they're both from the mid-'80s. No, they're from... What was it? Life of Brian is 79, History of the World is 81, so they're in sort of the near time era, and they both deal with, time periods thousands of years ago.
Probably.
That's what I would have to say.
Did you say that one
And they're
of them
both funny.
the commandments? So I guess that's a Christian element.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that could be a reason.
Yeah, probably. And then I'm trying to think of a Holy Grail joke, but I've seen Holy Grail way too many times. And
No, I don't know with Holy Grail. I love Holy Grail. I don't know whether I could think like there are so many, like the scene where he's fighting the Black Knight.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Jesus but a scratch.
I think just my favorite gag in that entire movie is just the coconuts. With the,
Oh yeah.
That's like the best.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. And
I think my favorite in the Holy Grail is the knights who say "nee."
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I love them. Oh,
When the point where we're quoting Monty Python, like we know we've hit true nerddom.
Oh yeah.
oh, like I give a shit. Monty Python is
Well,
the
I mean,
best.
you live in England, so I mean, that's.
I completely agree, Georgia. I don't question that for a moment. It's fucking awesome. Like, I was gonna say, I really like the French guys in Holy Grail.
Oh yeah. Now go away or we shall taunt you a second time.
Didn't Monty Python did the funny walks skit, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Ministry of
Silly walks, yeah. They did that, right?
It's really
Yeah.
sad. Like, now that John Cleese's had his hip replaced, he can't do that anymore.
Really?
You know what? I think that's for the best because he said that he got requested to do that a lot and he actually started to hate it. So he was probably just like, thank God.
Yeah, he had his hip replaced on purpose. Actually, that's a really stupid thing to say. What, as opposed to having his hip replaced by accident?
He just planned it all along. That clever bastard.
That wily son of a bitch.
I already told Fran this, but my small little southern town has a theater troupe, and that theater troupe is gonna be doing Spam-A-Lot.
Cool.
And I found it hard to believe because I don't know, like, will people be talking in British accents? I almost went to the audition just to see what kind of people would show up for it.
Audition, Greer. You should have auditioned.
Oh,
And you could be an actor too.
no. But I almost did because
Join the
I just
glamorous
wanted to see what kind of people would show up for that.
You've got to go and see it. You should really go and see it. I mean, I think the thing with Spam-A-Lot is that, like, I absolutely loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Not denying that for a moment. And the people that do the sketches do them very well. But it's not Python. And the things that weren't written by the original Pythons and were
Didn't
written
Eric
by Eric
Idle write most of Spam-A-Lot?
Yeah, I think he wrote the music. I don't know if he wrote the story.
He wrote the music, he wrote the story, and he wrote all the dialogue that wasn't already, like the sketches, they're all authentic old Monty Python sketches and things from Holy Grail. Everything else, that's all Eric Idle, and I think the stuff that isn't original Python material, it just isn't as good.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of a shame. So it doesn't really feel like Python, but if you go into it, taking it for what it is, it's a really fucking good night.
I remember when I went to New York, that's when, like, Spam-A-Lot was still really new.
I got to see Spam-A-Lot, but I was so pissed because, like, my parents, they got me tickets for my birthday, and at the time it was saying Hank Azaria was still on the show. When we were there, he wasn't there.
Oh,
It was like 3 weeks into the show, and for some reason he wasn't there, so we got to see, like, his understudy, but his understudy was still really good. I think it was Alan. I'm gonna mispronounce his name. He's been you would know him if you saw him. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Firefly.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk or something.
Oh, I bet he was great. Oh, that's so...
Yeah, he was pretty good. Like, all the actors were good.
I mean, understudies, it's a real shame. Like, understudies...
I know, I was bummed. I wanted to see him, but...
Well, they're like... I was really, like, disappointed when I went to New York to see Book of Mormon that I didn't get to see Josh Gad. But his understudy was fantastic, and, like, a complete unknown who is now playing that part in the West End. And it's like...
Oh, wow.
Understudies, like, people are really, like, are often quite disparaging about going to see them. Like, not real, like, theatre fans, but, like, people that go just because they want to see the kind of famous lead are often really disparaging about understudies. They're always great, you know, they're still trained actors. They're still people who have worked really fucking hard to be there. Like, it is kind of a shame that people... you know, act like that. But I would have been, having said that, really disappointed had I not seen Hank Azaria.
You know, Josh Gad is playing, he played Steve Wozniak in that Jobs movie.
Who?
Steve Wozniak, he's the co-creator of Apple. It's Jobs, it's the movie where Ashton Kutcher plays Steve Jobs.
Can I ask something? Like, I forget, when did Steve Jobs die again? It was like last year?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been 2 years. Is it really necessary to make a movie now?
His life was fascinating. I want to...
Okay, but can't we just wait a little? It just seems kind of, I don't know.
He had he was fascinating. I am dying.
I'm sure he was.
I am dying to see that movie.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that... I know what you mean. I totally know what you mean, Georgia. I don't know whether I think making a film is like... or making a film this recently is, like, exploitative.
Well, maybe not exploitative, but it just feels like, I don't know, like, just wait another year or two, like, you know.
I mean, I suppose people don't really think about the effect it could have on the people that know these people, like, seeing their lives flashed up across the screen.
And does anyone know why it's Ashton Kutcher, of all people?
Because if you look at pictures of, like, Steve Jobs when he was really young, they actually do kind of look alike.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but if you just look at pictures of young Steve... Josh Gad, they made Josh Gad really look like Steve Wozniak. It was pretty cool.
Josh Gad's an awesome-looking guy.
Cool.
I want to see that movie so bad. They actually filmed in the garage where they created the first Apple prototypes.
See, that's kind of cool.
I'm like tech nerding out right now because I want to see that movie so bad. I think Josh Gad was on Conan talking about how someone actually went in the house and found like a garbage bag full of they had this bag full of journals that Steve Jobs had written in, and they're like, well, what should we do with them? And Josh Gad was like, well, give them to like the Smithsonian or something, or put them back where you found them.
Yeah, well, quite right. Oh, this is interesting. Actually, yeah, there's a picture of young Steve Jobs here, and I did look at it, and I thought for a second, is that Ashton Kutcher in costume? Judge for yourselves. Yeah. I'll show it to you. But I can see the resemblance.
The way they make Ashton Kutcher look in the movie, there is a resemblance.
He looks like, with that picture, he looks like, I don't know, if the devil took human form, was just like, hello.
I mean, I kind of think, like, yeah, they could have cast someone else. It didn't need to be Ashton Kutcher, and it probably was just because he's a big name. It's kind of a shame.
Well, I mean, he hasn't been in anything huge in a long time, for a while. A long time in by Hollywood standards, he hasn't been in anything in a while.
By Hollywood standards, he's old.
And he is a good actor, so, I mean, I'm trying to think of anyone else who looks that young, who could play a young Jobs and do the acting right. I'm trying to think of somebody else, but I can't really think.
Oh, I don't know.
I think maybe, like, I don't know, I think Christian Bale, just looking at that picture, would be good.
Christian Bale.
So gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Ashton Kutcher, though, is, like, he has just always looked very young. And Christian
Yeah,
Bale,
yeah.
you can kind of see. I mean, Christian Bale looks young, but like you can see when he, is gruff and manly. And Ashton Kutcher has just always looked like a young guy. I don't think he's aged in like 10 years.
Yeah, he's kind of like Johnny Depp. They just don't age.
Yeah, I don't think Ashton Kutcher ages.
Although, say, on a slightly unrelated note, I don't find Johnny Depp that attractive.
Oh, well, we can't be friends anymore.
Reaction.
You're not allowed in my house anymore.
Your house sucks.
Whoa, ladies, please.
Much more, right? No, I don't know what it is about Johnny Depp. I find him a bit like grisly and a bit kind of like serious and a bit boring and like I don't know.
I like grizzly and serious guys. That's just me though.
See, I don't. I like kind of dorky, squeaky voiced men like Matt
and Craig Ferguson.
I do like, and like John Oliver, like the ultimate
John Oliver.
nerd man.
You said he looks like his mom still cuts his hair. Which is exactly the way you typed it to me. He looks like his mom still cuts his hair.
Oh.
Which he does.
Like
he does look like that.
He definitely does. He definitely does. And he looks like his mum does all his dentistry. Or basically anyone that can't do dentistry does his dentistry.
I'm glad Jon Stewart's coming back because I miss him. Not that I didn't like John Oliver, but I miss Jon Stewart.
No, I mean Jon Stewart's great. Jon Stewart is a great,
I can't wait to see his movie. That's gonna be good.
Yeah, I know nothing about that. I just know that that's what he was off doing. But what's the movie actually about?
I don't know. I haven't really done any research on it, but, it's gonna be good. I just know that.
I think I heard it's a drama or something.
Yeah, I think it's a drama or... At first I thought he was gonna be doing, like, a documentary or something, which I thought would be interesting, but I think he's doing a drama, like, with an actual script.
Oh, wow, cool.
Interested to see it.
Oh, gosh. And, Colbert did a lot of good stuff while John Oliver was around. He did that. He did a thing one night where he was supposed to have Daft Punk on his show. And that got a lot of attention because Daft Punk doesn't do a whole lot of public appearances. And at the last minute, because they currently have a contract with MTV because they're supposed to be playing at the Video Music Awards, which I'm pretty sure we're recording this on Sunday. I think they're tonight or the next week or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, cool.
I think they're tonight, either tonight or next Sunday. And Lady Gaga's supposed to be playing, and I'm so excited. But anyway, so they had a contract with MTV, and for some reason, Daft Punk could not go on Colbert and play. So at the last minute, they got, number one, they got Robin Thicke to play, and I think they got somebody else, I can't remember. But he did, like, a little dance to Get Lucky, and he invited all these people on it. Like, there was, I think there was Bryan Cranston was dancing with him, and Matt Damon, and Hugh Laurie, and Jeff Bridges. And it was just, like, a montage of, and the Rockettes. Like, it was really weird, and it was really funny.
That sounds
really cute.
And he mock punched Hugh Laurie in the face at the beginning, and you could see Hugh Laurie's bald spot. And it made me cry.
Some reason so you can see Hugh Laurie's balls.
No, his bald spot.
Man.
Maybe it was just wishful thinking on my part.
He has a new album out.
What, like one of his like jazz
his blues albums. It's good. I saw him actually. The fucking I think it's like the Public Broadcast Network. They were doing a thing with him where they were showing his performance on the Queen Mary, and he was singing, and I love that he sings in an American accent.
I think it's because it's all American origin music.
Yeah. Have you listened to his like blues stuff?
Yeah, I have. It's great. I love it.
Lovely.
I mean, It really is, and it's so like, because there are a lot of people that have said, oh, it's kind of inauthentic because he doesn't come from that background, and it's like, well, yeah, okay, maybe he is like a public school boy, but he clearly has a real like love of like that stuff, and it's a real like, it's a love letter,
Yeah.
and I'm totally fine with that.
I have his first album, and it's very good.
Also, he's just really talented.
He's extremely charming.
And
House is like my favorite show.
I have never actually sat down and watched House.
I love House. I still watch reruns of House like every day.
I love the way you say you still watch reruns, like, because it's so old.
It ended like 2 or 3 years ago.
It didn't end 2 or 3 years ago. It ended a year ago.
Was it last year? It seems
different.
longer.
Apparently people were really disappointed with the finale.
I thought it was sad. I cried a lot.
I cried in the Office finale. With
House, I always cried either at the series premiere or the series finales.
I think I'm going to cry at
the season finales.
Overwhelmed with joy. I'm going to cry at the season premiere of Supernatural, and definitely at the season premiere of Community, and definitely at the season premiere of Sherlock.
I mean, Sherlock's like, I can see Sherlock because Sherlock's like kind of depressing, right?
I think more just, I'd love to say, yeah, it's because, the emotion will be taking over. Really, it's just, I'm just going to be kind of overwhelmed because one of my favorite TV shows is back on.
I'll be that way when Game of Thrones comes back on next year.
Yeah, I bet you will. I can completely believe that.
But I have the first 2 seasons of House on DVD, so when you come over, you can watch House.
Yay! I love that. I'm going to go to America, and what are we going to do? We're going to watch DVD.
We're going to watch House.
Yay!
To another country, and my experience of that country is essentially my experience of the UK, watching DVDs.
Yeah. No, we'll go out for like 2 hours and then come back and watch House.
That sounds like a good time.
I was going to say something else about Hugh Laurie, but I can't. No, okay.
I'm more familiar with from his British stuff, like Blackadder.
Yeah, I know. I've seen like a bit of Fran Laurie and stuff like that,
Oh, a bit of Fran Laurie, that is so good. Seriously, anyone that hasn't seen that,
it's
look
funny.
it up.
But I was in either the season premieres or the season finales of House. They always made me cry. Like there was this one, I think it spanned over 2 episodes, or it was like a 2-hour season premiere or something. And
sorry to be that guy, but spoiler alert.
Yeah, no, but well, it's like a mid-season thing, but it's like the season premiere, and they admit House into like a mental hospital, and it's basically the 2-hour season premiere is him in the mental hospital, like interacting with all these people, and it's the ending of it is just like so. It's just really emotional. It's not sad, but it's not happy either. It's just really emotional. And then for one of the last seasons, they had a season finale. I think it was a finale. Yeah, it was. But it was just the saddest thing I have ever seen on television. It was also really gruesome. They had to do... It was an episode based around, like, something had collapsed, like, some crane had collapsed, and House, like a whole thing in the series is House has a bad leg. He has a bum leg, and he's basically under this crane trying to help this woman whose leg is crushed, and whether to amputate it or not. And House goes through all these emotions about it because he has a bum leg, and he's like, if I had the chance, I would have cut mine off, and and then all the other doctors are like, you can't do this to this woman, and it's just really emotional, and by the end, I am just sobbing.
Aww. I was gonna say, the thing that always makes me cry, because, there are a lot of things that I find, they make me feel very strongly. Lots of the kind of things that I'm really passionate about, obviously, but like the one thing that always really makes me cry is the end of that Futurama episode where Leela's just discovered who her parents really are, and there's a montage of like her entire life and all the times they've kind of been there for her.
Yeah, that's
and
really depressing.
Oh yeah, I've actually seen that. So yeah, that is really like tender and sweet and stuff.
It's the piece of music, Baby Love Child by the Pizzicato Five, is like, it's become one of my favourite songs since that. Like, I really, really recommend like people go and look it up because they're an awesome band.
I think the only episode of Futurama I've really gotten emotional over was when it was when he found I think it was his brother or something, Fry.
Oh.
And he thought his brother was an asshole this whole time, but then
it turned out his brother had named his son after him.
And that was like really, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a great ending. I mean, Futurama, one of the things that I really love about it is that, and it's one of the things that really marks it out, one of the many things that really marks it out from The Simpsons, is it has a great soundtrack. The music is so beautiful because it's not just like an orchestra and a score. They use they use pop music and classical music and all this other stuff really effectively in Futurama. Like, definitely listen out for it if you haven't noticed it, because it's something about the show that I really like.
I mean, it is like really different because The Simpsons is supposed to be just like, you know, family and, you know, little small town stuff, and then you have Futurama, which is like a completely different show. So
the thing that Matt Groening always said about it was that really it was kind of about being young, like more than just satirizing like science fiction. It was about being a young person and falling in love and falling out of love and trying to find the right person. And I definitely think you get a sense of that.
That is really sweet.
I really love Futurama. I really fucking love Futurama. I'm so sad it's ending.
Yeah, why are they? Did it just get canceled again, or are they legitimately ending it?
I think it got cancelled, but like it's one of those things where they didn't just.
They're finding a way to legitimately end it.
Yeah, they're not. They're going to give it another season. So, in fact, I think the season might have already premiered. But they gave it enough of an opportunity to give it a proper send-off, which is great.
Yeah, I think like Fry and Leela are supposed to like get together at the end, and it's gonna be really happy. And
actually, they're already together. I think they got together before the beginning.
The whole time I watched that show, they're just on and off the entire time, and I'm like, pick one.
I know that when the show got cancelled, they did the specials, which were brilliant and everyone should watch. And I think at the end of the last special, they got together, and then they brought the series back.
Oh.
I really don't have anything else to add. Futurama is great.
Talk about Doctor Who a little bit.
I think I've already said everything I can say about Doctor Who in these podcasts. I don't think there's anything else to say. Oh, actually, no, I tell a lie. There's always more to say about Doctor Who. What am I talking about?
They're saying like you know how like the Doctors have had like catchphrases and stuff, and like Peter Capaldi's is just gonna be fuck.
That's a good catchphrase.
Fuck you, you fucking fuck. Like,
well,
is he really well known over there?
Yeah, he's a big star over here. For those of you who don't know Peter Capaldi, he's a really, really well-known, well-respected character actor over here who is particularly famous for one role in a brilliant political satire called The Thick of It, which is something that you might get on HBO in America. Kind of like, it's that sort of thing. And yeah, he plays this spin doctor, Malcolm Tucker, based on a real-life spin doctor called, what's his name again? I do know this. I'm going to look that up. But yeah, basically the thing with Malcolm Tucker is that he has an absolutely kind of foul mouth, and people take kind of great delight in quoting him. And it's just very strange to now see him in this family show. But it's a great bit of casting. He'll be brilliant. He's a great actor. I'm really, really excited about it.
So when's he supposed to start? Next year?
Yeah, the Christmas special.
Oh, okay.
That's when I think the Doctor is going to regenerate, which is really fucking exciting.
I'm just waiting for Craig Ferguson to be the next Doctor. I don't even watch Doctor Who, but that would get me to watch Doctor Who.
Well, Craig
Greer, you don't watch Doctor Who?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, neither do you.
After all that, you guys talk about it all the time. You
I
don't
don't watch it.
Why
It's
are
hard,
you
isn't it?
I'm so happy.
You have this kind of odd obsession with it for somebody that doesn't watch it, Greer.
Your fandom is fascinating.
As opposed to other fandoms.
Yeah.
Really?
Kind of is in the sense that everybody just gets so swept up in it, and you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
I find the lore of it fascinating. I just don't think it could keep my attention.
I think maybe you need to. I think maybe you need to watch it beyond, because I know you said that you didn't really get on with the pilot. I think maybe you need to watch it beyond the pilot, and then I think
it looks kind of cheesy as well, like kind of like hokey. But I mean, I guess that's the point.
Yeah, it can be hokey, but it can also be legitimately
but that's
brilliant.
Coming from me, whose favorite movie is Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is like the king of hokey things.
That's good hokey though. That's better hokey than Doctor Who.
That's an old school hokey.
Yeah, I'm willing to forgive.
So I'm always talking about, I don't know, it's so cheesy, and then I have like Rocky Horror memorabilia all over my room, which I don't, but I wish I did.
It's fucking awesome, Rocky Horror. I got for my 18th birthday this like limited edition DVD that came in like a big pair of plastic lips with like.
Awesome.
It was so good. It was so good, and it had like shock. By the way, Shock Treatment, the sequel. I really want someone from that guy with the glasses to review it because it is mad.
You'd think Paul would review it.
I was about to say I thought Paul did it, but he just did Rocky Horror.
Well, maybe he'll do that one eventually.
Yeah, he hasn't done Shock Treatment yet. It's not that good.
It's good by itself. Like it really has nothing to do with Rocky Horror.
See, I don't think it's good by itself. I mean, only in a sort of like.
Okay.
It's I don't know. Great.
I think you can enjoy it in a kind of like cult B movie
I like
way,
that
but I don't
Richard O'Brien is still in it, but you know.
Yeah, that's it though for the original cast.
It was Richard O'Brien and Patricia Quinn were in it, and that was all the original cast. The only two people.
Well, no, the narrator's in it too.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He's like one of the new.
I've only seen Shock Treatment like once, as compared to Rocky Horror, which I've seen about 50,000 times.
I think the only films that like I know I've probably seen more than I think it's all the 90s Disney films, because I think I can't even remember the first time I saw those films. I feel like they've just always existed in my mind.
That's the thing I always give, because I never really watched TV as a kid until I was like a little bit older, because I would just watch Disney VHS tapes over and over and over again. That was all I wanted to do. I had no interest in television except
I've done that. I watched the shit out of my Aladdin tape.
Yeah. I had no interest in anything else except my Disney movies.
I loved, like, in the 90s, though, when you had a video that was recorded off the TV, and, like, watching it again a few years later, seeing all the old commercials from the 90s, I loved that.
I would do that all the time when I couldn't stay up and watch anime on school nights, and so I would tape them, and I would stay up anyway. I would keep my eyes open and watch the VCR and make sure that they were taping.
Aww.
My favorite thing from my childhood, and like our British listeners will, I'm sure, know this, is it was something called SMTV Live, which was it was sort of like SNL for kids. It was kind of like, it was a variety sketch show, but for kids. But it was really kind of like
all that.
Yeah, I mean, except all that, wasn't that a child cast as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where Keenan and Kel got their start.
Yeah. So I've heard. I love Kenan and Kel. Kenan and Kel I grew up on.
That's the show Kenan. Without all that, Kenan would not be on SNL still.
What happened to Kel? Like, Kenan's on, like, SNL and
He's
Kel's,
still
like...
around on Twitter and stuff, I think.
So awkward. He auditioned for SNL and didn't get in.
But Kenan did. And Kenan's been on for, like,
awkward.
Kenan's been on for, like, 6 or 7 years now. I think him and, like... It's like him and a couple people are, like, have been on the longest now. Because now that Seth Meyers is leaving and Jason Sudeikis is leaving, I think he is, like, the only one that's been on for, like, more than 5 or 6 years. Starting this coming season.
I wonder what the other actor is up to, though.
Kel?
Yeah.
Again, like, he's around on Twitter and stuff.
I heard he, like, did rapping for a little while, so...
Yeah, what's he doing for his career?
I don't know. He's probably been in, like, a couple shitty sci-fi movies or some shit. Like,
he was in Mystery Man, it was awesome.
Oh,
he's probably having, like, a very Jaleel White-esque career right now. Like, doing really shitty sci-fi movies and not really doing much of anything.
I guess for all we know, actually, he could just be not in the business anymore and be really happy and settled down. Like, I guess people don't have to be famous to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Case in point, this podcast.
I'm not happy.
I'm not very happy.
Yeah, George is not happy, but apart from that. But, yeah, Mystery Men is fucking awesome. That's, like, one of my favourite comedies.
So fun. It gets such flack from people. It's like,
I don't get it. I think it's hilarious.
I know. Like, people are so mean to it, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it's no Batman or anything, but it's not supposed to be. Like, you know, lay off.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, in the same way that it's never going to go down in history as one of the great movie comedies, but it's fucking funny.
It is. And Jeffrey Rush is awesome in it.
Oh, so awesome in it. But, I mean, everyone is. Fucking Hank Azaria is awesome in it. Like, it's got such cast.
Now I want to go watch it.
Same here. Let's do that. Forget the podcast.
We do have to end the show. We do have to go.
Next week will just be us talking about Mystery Man and how awesome it is.
Next week it might be something. I don't know.
Next weekend, I am going to my friend Phoebe's 22nd birthday party, so I will not be with you.
I think I'll be around.
Sure. I restrained myself this week from talking about anime a lot, so even though I'm watching like 10 different shows right now, so...
You still watching that one about the swim team?
Swimming anime? Yes.
I still haven't wrapped my head around this concept.
Well, you gotta watch it.
Yeah. I think it's a great concept because there's so many shows like that for of girls where like their boobs are all like wet and everything and they're like humongous bigger than their own bodies. So you know what?
Yeah.
Why can't the guys have the same thing? You know?
That's a good point. You're right.
So I say go for it. I won't watch it, but I support it.
So it's been how long has it been since I've told you to watch all this anime? Like a month? Fran?
Yeah. Haven't done it.
I'm gonna give you a really short show, maybe. Like, at least get through Cowboy Bebop or something. I don't know.
I haven't finished Cowboy Bebop yet. I forgot. Like, my friend... No, I was watching it, with my friend at school, and we just never finished it.
Cowboy Bebop's great. I gotta go back and rewatch it at some point.
I kind of found Edward annoying in... Well, to be fair, I found Edward annoying in To Boldly Flee, which isn't really, like...
I like Edward.
I'm not a big... I don't know, like... I think anime in general is never something that I've really kind of... It's been something that I've never immediately warmed to.
It's not for everyone. That's what I always tell people. It's not for everyone. It has the potential to be, but some people are just closed-minded.
I know. My friend Ted refuses to watch anime. I mean, all like...
I've always told... I was talking with my brother about this last night, actually, that there are always two extremes. Like, there are the people who are into it way too much, like the weeaboos. They're into it way too much, and they're annoying and obnoxious, and they're awful, awful people. And
How do you really feel?
No, and it's like they go so far as to say like anything spoken in Japanese is automatically superior to anything spoken in English, and that's really messed up. And there are people like that. And then there's the other extreme who think all anime fans are like that and judge anime based on like something shitty, like I'm trying to think of something really shitty.
It's so shitty we dare not.
And they're like, oh, it's all like for pedophiles and they're all 10-year-old girls and stuff like that, and I absolutely hate it and don't even give masterpieces like Gurren Lagann or Cowboy Bebop a chance, or any of the Miyazaki films. Huh?
I do want to give it a chance. I really respect it. I suppose, because it's not something that I've ever immediately warmed to. It's if I did it, I would have to like really kind of set aside some time to do it and make the effort. But I'm sure once I did that, even if I didn't fall in love with it, which I may well, I would at least appreciate it.
I mean, I say start with Cowboy Bebop, but I'm almost like, well, what's some good like comedies and stuff like that?
I'm gonna watch Spirited Away.
You should.
That's gonna I start off with, I think.
It's a good place to start. And then maybe a Satoshi Kon film or something, I don't know. Paprika.
Who's that?
Satoshi Kon is another, he did...
But you say Paprika?
He did Paprika, he did Millennium Actress, he did Tokyo Godfathers, he did a series called...
Tokyo Godfathers was great, and so was Paprika.
He did a series called Paranoia Agent.
I've been trying to watch that, but it's like, I don't know, for some reason it's like not on Netflix.
Find it if you can, it's fucked up. But you have to be in the...
Yeah, I know,
don't
I
watch
want
it at night.
Oh, you're not
Don't watch
fun.
it before you go to sleep.
Lame.
There's Paint.
What?
I found Paint.
You found Paint?
As in
wow.
Soft Paint.
Oh. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant, but,
She found Paint.
You never know. I could have just meant paint.
Yeah, like actual
paint.
We gotta go. We're getting weird now.
Yeah, we really are.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I'm at the barrel for shit to say. I was looking for Microsoft Paint on my computer earlier, Georgia. I found it.
Oh, right. Well, just in time. We're done.
Yay!
If it's your birthday today, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
If it's like a holiday, happy holiday. And
happy holiday.
Happy Paint Day.
Happy Microsoft
Paint
Day.
Eat lunch.
Eat lunch. Oh, yeah, right, because it's like lunchtime.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I gotta eat something. I woke up.
Like, have a donut.
I woke up, walked up here, played a game, and then got on the internet.
6 p.m. So I'm gonna get ready for work and have a drink.
Yeah.
Of warm milk before I retire to my bed.
So fancy.
Will you be drinking it out of a mug with Barack Obama on it, like I am drinking?
In my mind.
Well, when you come to DC, you can get one just like mine.
Sweet!
Yay!
You can get like 20 t-shirts with Barack Obama on
them. Maybe I should get a t-shirt with him droning a country. That's right, I went there.
If I were going to get any Obama merchandise, I would get... There's been a picture floating around of Obama as like an action figure with like 2 samurai swords.
Obama-sama. I need that.
That's badass.
I need it in my life.
On that note, I think we should end it. We'll leave you with the image of Obama with the samurai
with the katana sword.
I really fucked up pronouncing samurai there.
What did you say?
That's okay.
Maybe not quite that bad.
Maybe anime really isn't for you.
Maybe not. If I can't even pronounce samurai, then anime might not be my forte.
Fran, you're drunk.
You're drunk. Go home. You're drunk. Go to work.
Bye,
everyone.
That would be a bad idea.
Bye.